"With this sign," God explained, "they will believe that the Lord has appeared to you." God gave Moses further signs. His hand turned leprous and then restored, and water from the Nile transformed into blood. "If they do not believe the first sign," God said, "they will believe the latter." Yet Moses hesitated again. "O my Lord, I am not eloquent. I am slow of speech and tongue." "Who has made man's mouth?" God replied, his voice filled with both patience and power. "Go, and I will be with your mouth and teach you what to say." But Moses pleaded, "Please send someone else." The Lord's anger burned, yet he provided for Moses' hesitation. "Is not Aaron the Levite your brother? He speaks well. He is already coming to meet you, and he will rejoice to see you. You shall speak to him and put words in his mouth. I will be with your mouth and his mouth, and I will teach you both what to do." Taking his staff, now called the rod of God, Moses returned to Jethro and said, "Let me go back to my people in Egypt to see if they are still alive." Jethro replied, "Go in peace." With his wife and sons, Moses set out for Egypt, carrying the weight of God's command. Along the way, the Lord reminded him, "When you return to Egypt, perform all the wonders I have put in your hand. Tell Pharaoh, 'Thus says the Lord, Israel is my firstborn son. Let my son go that he may serve me. If you refuse, I will slay your firstborn son.'" Moses' journey was marked by both fear and faith, but he was not alone. Aaron met him on the mountain of God, and together they returned to Egypt. When they spoke to the elders of Israel, showing the signs God had given them, the people believed. Overcome with hope, they bowed their heads in worship, grateful that God had heard their cries and was preparing to deliver them. Moses and Aaron soon stood before Pharaoh in the splendor of his court, their hearts resolute despite the enormity of the task before them. "Thus says the Lord, the God of Israel," Moses declared, "Let my people go, that they may hold a feast to me in the wilderness." Pharaoh's gaze was unyielding, his words cutting through the air. "Who is the Lord, that I should obey his voice to let Israel go? I do not know the Lord, nor will I let Israel go." Pharaoh's response was swift and brutal. Not only did he deny the request, but he also increased the Israelites' suffering, decreeing that they would gather their own straw for making bricks while maintaining the same production quota. The cries of the oppressed echoed through the land, and the people turned against Moses, their hope fading into despair. Moses, burdened by the weight of his mission, turned to God. "Why have you sent me? Ever since I spoke to Pharaoh, he has brought only more trouble upon your people." But the Lord answered with unwavering assurance, "Now you shall see what I will do to Pharaoh. With a mighty hand, he will let my people go, and with a strong hand, he will drive them out of his land." The Lord began to reveal his power through signs and wonders. When Aaron cast down his staff before Pharaoh, it became a serpent. Although Pharaoh's magicians performed a similar feat, Aaron's serpent swallowed theirs. Yet Pharaoh's heart remained hardened. Then the Lord unleashed a series of plagues upon Egypt, each more devastating than the last. First, the waters of the Nile turned to blood, the lifeblood of Egypt, now a source of death. Fish perished, and a foul stench filled the land, yet Pharaoh's magicians mimicked the miracle, and Pharaoh's heart did not soften. Next came the plague of frogs, swarming over every home and field. Then lice rose from the dust of the earth, afflicting man and beast alike. Even Pharaoh's magicians admitted, "This is the finger of God." But Pharaoh refused to yield. The plagues escalated in intensity. Flies swarmed over Egypt, sparing only the land of Goshen where the Israelites dwelled. Disease struck the livestock, followed by painful boils upon the Egyptians and their animals. Hail rained down from the heavens, mingled with fire, destroying crops and livestock. Locusts consumed what the hail had spared, leaving Egypt desolate. Darkness, thick and oppressive, covered the land for 3 days, yet light remained in the homes of the Israelites. Pharaoh's resolve wavered with each plague, but his heart hardened anew when the disasters ceased. Finally, the Lord declared one last judgment: the death of the firstborn. The Lord instructed Moses to prepare the Israelites for their deliverance. Each household was to sacrifice a spotless lamb, marking their doorposts with its blood. "When I see the blood," the Lord promised, "I will pass over you, and no plague shall destroy you." That night the angel of death swept through Egypt, striking down the firstborn in every household, from Pharaoh's palace to the humblest servant's home. A great cry arose in the land, and Pharaoh, broken and defeated, summoned Moses and Aaron. "Go," he said, his voice heavy with grief. "Take your people and leave. Take your flocks and herds and bless me also." The Israelites departed hastily, their unleavened bread carried in dough troughs. They left Egypt with the wealth of the land, the Egyptians urging them to go. A pillar of cloud led them by day, and a pillar of fire by night, guiding them toward freedom. But Pharaoh's regret turned to fury, and he mustered his chariots to pursue them. The Israelites, trapped between the Red Sea and Pharaoh's army, cried out in fear. "Were there no graves in Egypt that you brought us here to die?" they accused Moses. Moses stood firm, lifting his staff as God had commanded. "Fear not," he declared. "Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord." At his command, the sea parted, forming walls of water on either side, and the Israelites crossed on dry ground,